everyone, welcome to another episode from Podcast Linda and Vision 2030. Today, our guest is a heavyweight, a trailblazer who left his mark on Saudi media with boldness and innovation. He is a distinguished journalist and media personality. Hussam Almayman, the creator of Al-Mayman Show, an award-winning podcast that has redefined the landscape of new media in the kingdom. In this episode, we will get to know about his inspiring journeys, the impact of Vision 2030 on Saudi media, and along with some rapid-fire questions and surprises. Let's go! Hussam, let's take a trip down memory lane. When you were a kid, were you the type of kid who liked telling stories to people and loved debating with others? Or were you totally in another world before entering media industry?
I would say I like to tell stories. I was very into mimicking and impersonating whatever I saw. So maybe if I saw a commercial on TV, let's say, and I liked the jingle or the song, I would remember it and say it. So, let's say very, very active.
Hello, amazing. Then, okay, so every person has a turning point the moment they stop and say, this is my passion, this is my path. When did you realize that media was where you truly belonged and that your voice needed to be heard?
That's a tough one because it's through different cycles of my life, I guess. So I started out as a children's program host and working on youth programs and a news anchor. And I thought it was nice. But I would say that my role leading a newsroom, so it was more of a behind the scenes role where I felt that's it, this is where I need to be.
I like it. Okay, so today Al-Mayman Show is one of the most well-known and the biggest and most well-known podcasts in Saudi Arabia, and every beginning has a success. Every success has a beginning, and not just any beginning. So take us to the first time where you sat in front of the mic and recorded an episode. What did you feel like? Were you nervous, happy, excited, or was it a nerve-wracking experience?
Well, it wasn't a nerve-wracking experience. With me, I'm not really afraid of the camera, I guess. It means it stops and I'm afraid I say too much in front of the camera. I say too little. But I remember when we shot the pilot, we had our guest at the time was an influencer, tourism influencer by the name of Paris Beer. And we shot the pilot and I was asked to shoot the program again. And then my first question was, why did you guys not like the interview? Was it bad? And then the feedback was, no, the interview was really good, but we feel we didn't set up the studio for you. So I had to ask the guests to come back and we shot another episode with a new studio setup.
From your first episode to today, how has your style evolved? What are the lessons that you have learned? And how did you shape your own identity in the podcasting world?
It didn't really evolve. I would say I just felt more comfortable about trying things. In terms of style, it was more of taking the blueprint of what I learned to be a news reporter or a news anchor, take that approach and shred it all up and come up with my own version. So long as the conversation, which is basically the content, is up to that standard.
Okay, and of course, every beginning comes with a challenge. What was that one challenge for you that made you stop and think, can I do this? Can I really do this? Should I keep on going? And how did you overcome it?
Is it like in general, or are you talking about the show? Like just in
general? No, in general.
Let's say this. So, I mean, just setbacks. There's always setbacks, especially if you have a career and you're doing something for a long time. Everyone would like to say that they have, like the golden road to success.
Yeah.
But in truth, there's always trials, tribulations, there's setbacks, there's learning curves. No one, has it easy. So just the fact that I guess I worked in the media industry in a country that speaks Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
I think the challenge was, can I create English content that is engaging and people watch? Because at the end of the day, the majority, speak Arabic first. So Arabic content will always prevail over English content when it comes to domestic audience. English, you have, with the advent of the internet and being online, you have the entire world. But just because you have the entire world, tuning in and watching what you have, it doesn't mean that what you create would basically catch their attention. So that's the challenge, I think.
Amazing. I like it. So some of my friends, they started a podcast, but they didn't succeed in it. So podcasting is a dream for many, but succeeding in it, that's another story. Yeah. So in your opinion, what is the secret recipe for a successful podcast? Now, let's say if we had to break it down into 3 golden elements, what would it be? Is it a strong content or guest lineup or unique hosting style? Or there's another key factor that keeps listeners coming back for more?
So all that is a factor, but if I had to lay it down, it's what I guess learned and tried to adapt working in the TV industry, which is consistency, then consistency. So this is the challenge everybody has, is how do I create X number of episodes? How do I get this caliber of guests? It's never easy. But the point is, you just got to be consistent about it. So I know a lot of people get excited, like say, hey, let me start a podcast, or hey, let me start a TV show, or whatever. The first episode is easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
But yes, exactly. But maintaining that standard every time you release something is a challenge. So I always say, if you have an idea for like a podcast or whatever, if you can list me 10 episodes, you have a podcast, or you have a show, or you have whatever content you want to create. And you can list, if you list 10, it has to be 10 achievable at your outreach. It's something I can achieve. Like if I want these guests, I have to have a way to contact these guests and get them on my show. I mean, everybody would say, I want LeBron James on my show, but how do I get a hold of LeBron James? So
that's the question.
Yes, that is the question. So that's I think the secret to doing any media content is consistency. Then consistency.
So consistency. Wait.
Consistency. Is the word of the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then what does it take to stand out in the world of podcasting?
Standing out is a very subjective word, because you can stand out in a positive way, you can stand out in a negative way, you can stand out anyway, as long it's what your viewer or your audience's preference is. I think the best advice anybody ever gave me was when I read my first news bulletin. I had a senior anchor with me who was covering shift with me, and he said, no matter what you do, because he was watching me revise the script and read, and he said, just be yourself. So the best advice I can give anybody to stand out is just be yourself.
Yeah, same. I always do say the same thing. Like whenever I want to do something, but I say I'm not doing it like the same person. I say, I am me, so I have to do it the way that I have to do it, like my own way. So okay, then Hussam, back in the days, media was all about TVs and newspaper. Now all you need is a microphone and a phone. Huh? Radio? Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Podcasting and digital media has really transformed the way people consume content. Do you think Saudi Arabia is experiencing its golden age of podcasting? And where do you see this field heading in the next few years?
Well, I wouldn't say Saudi Arabia is in the golden age of podcasting, because Saudi Arabia, in terms of online content, is very savvy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more savvy than the rest of the world, I think. Being a mass comms major. So how did we watch TV a long time ago? It was through an antenna on your TV screen, and that would cover a certain geographical area. After that, it evolved to analog satellite receivers with satellites, which still covered a certain area. Then you had HD and digital, which gave you a bigger reach. And now online is the platform that you want to be on. I think that it gives Saudi Arabia's content creators a conduit to have a voice. So this is what I think basically is an opportunity for Saudis, is go out there, create content. We have a lot of good Arabic content, but
we do.
I always tell everybody, if you speak English, French, German, any other language, try your hand at starting a podcast, get your voice out there, get your story out there, get the Saudi story out there. That's the best way to do it. I mean, when I started a podcast, I don't remember anybody doing an English podcast other than a gentleman by the name of Muhammad Islam doing the Mo Show in Jeddah. That was it. It shouldn't be just me and him. I kept on telling myself there should be others, there should be many.
Yeah, there should. And what about traditional media? Do you think they're still keeping up with this rapid change, or there's still a gap between them and the new generation of content creators?
So it depends which part of the world you're in, I think. Just because traditional media in other parts of the world has coped with that change and capitalized and saw the opportunity, and is working on basically having content, whether it's streaming their channels online, whether it's creating their own podcast, video reports being ingested and what have you. I think there is an evolution that needs to happen, that is yet to happen here in terms of traditional media and podcasting. So, like, for example, my show is the only podcast that's from a traditional news media outlet that's in English.
Hussam, the Mayman show has built a loyal audience that keeps on coming back, but what is the secret? Is it the way you present your content, the bold topics that you cover, or is it your guest lineup? Or there's unexpected elements that keeps your listeners feel truly connected?
I mean, it's a mix of different things. Sometimes it's the guest, sometimes it's the content itself, the presentation style, being unpredictable. I always like to try to not be predictable. The conversations are very candid. That's one thing I think that makes a Western audience watch a podcast or tune in. It's very candid conversations. It's basically like sitting, having a cup of coffee with someone and just catching up. So the one thing I do is I see any of my guests prepare their answers, I'll shake them and change the question just so they can be themselves. And I don't do questions, I do talking points. So I say, this is the flow of the conversation. Are you good with it? And that's it. Answer straight from your gut, from your heart, be yourself.
I like it.
That's how I present too. I don't sit there and come up with an introduction or just here, this is my guest, this is their title.
I like it, so simple.
Yeah.
Okay, honestly, was there an episode where you recorded with no major expectations and then suddenly it went viral and surprises you? If yes, what do you think made that episode stand out?
I wouldn't say, I mean, it depends. The one I notice a lot of people, whenever I look at social media accounts, keep liking maybe because Nur Riyadh is happening. So we had the director of Nur Riyadh Festival. So till today, that's getting its likes and everything. I had an episode with Tanseh.
I saw it.
Yes, and then a week later, she won her big fight. So that helped her gain some traction.
Yes.
Russell Peters, I would say, just for the fact that Russell Peters on that trip when he did his stand-up comedy show didn't really do any media interviews. So the guy was kind enough to come to my studio straight from the airport. He didn't even check in his hotel room. So yeah, and it has a lot to do with the guests, I guess, but it's also that, okay, if I'm following person X, Y, and Z and I'm watching the show, what I guess grabs people's attention is it's not your stereotypical Arabic presentation style of content, regardless of if it's in English or Arabic.
Al-Mayman show has established itself a powerful platform hosting international figures from various fields, including global names like WWE champions and also Saudi music artists and hip-hops and so many other.
Yep.
Can we expect to see a further expansion in the show? Do you have plans hosting more international personalities from different industries?
I should hope so. I welcome any international celebrity slash superstar who comes to Saudi to be on the show. I also like to highlight local talent as well. I also like to highlight leadership. I've had CEOs of prominent Saudi projects stemming from Vision 2030. So yeah, I mean that's the whole point of having all these people is on the show is bringing them on, talking about what they're doing, and getting to know who they are a little bit. I mean, obviously the trick is can we squeeze it into a time frame of 30 minutes?
Oh.
I mean that's my magic number. It's 30 minutes.
30 minutes, okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Now let's move to Vision 2030. So basically, Vision 2030 has reshaped every sector from the economy to tourism to sports and the arts, and of course, media is no exception. How do you see the transformation that Vision 2030 has brought on Saudi media? Do you feel like the media landscape has become more open, creating greater opportunities for journalists and content creations?
So I actually think that there is an abundance of possibilities to create content here. And that's due to the progress we've made from Vision 2030, whether it's culture, heritage, entertainment, sports, tourism, and artificial intelligence, or what have you. However, I kind of feel that we don't have enough outlets to tell the story. So, I mean, with the evolution of online content, a lot of traditional media outlets have basically shut down operations. So unless you're Arab News or Sharq al-Awsat or Al Arabiya or Makab, we had a lot more 10 years ago. We have a lot less.
Yeah.
Also, in terms of talent, we're not, due to the lack of these organizations, there is a lack of places for talent to learn and grow. So I do believe that there is a strong, actually, opportunity to do more. Yes, we have a lot of good influencers and online creators. However, we haven't tapped the full potential of what we can do here when it comes to traditional media, I think.
Okay, honestly, did Vision 2030 help you develop for your content Al-Mayman show? Has it given you access to influential figures or open doors that weren't available before?
I would say it redefined what I do, just because the whole show is focused on the Renaissance happening in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia through Vision 2030, through stories of local talent, expats, celebrities, leaders, and everyone in between who's watching history unfold. So it's given me that opportunity, just because there isn't any place, there isn't much content in English coming out of Saudi Arabia talking about Saudi happenings.
Yeah.
So it's given me it's given me a big opportunity actually to talk about all these things. Whether you're WWE champion Drew McIntyre and WWE Women's Champion Bianca Belair, promoting your next show in Saudi, to I am a designer that is Saudi who is made some work that has made some waves outside the kingdom.
Hussam, digital media today isn't just about entertainment. It's a powerful tool for shaping a national identity and presenting a country's image to the world. In your opinion, how do you see digital media, especially podcasting and content creation, help in strengthening Saudi Arabia's identity and showcasing the modern kingdom on a global stage?
It's like I said, it's given us a voice. So would you rather tell your story or have somebody else tell your story for you? And if they tell your story for you, they're going to tell you their version of your story, not your story the way you want it to be told. So in a nutshell, I think it's given us an opportunity to tell that story to the world.
In your opinion, how do you think a Saudi content creator can be more than just a storyteller, but a contributor to the vision to the goals of the vision?
Like I said, so if each and everyone that creates content has an opportunity to project the image of Saudi Arabia to the world. I mean, the Western media doesn't exactly paint a bright picture of what Saudi Arabia is to their people. So luckily, the consumption of content has shifted online. So that gives us, as Saudis, an opportunity to show people what Saudi is. So for example, everyone, when I started the show, was telling me that you're trying to market Saudi to the world. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm trying to show you what is actually happening here. And you make up your own mind, whether you like it or you don't like it. That's not my decision. Not what I do is basically just shortening that bridge between cultures.
Hussam, nowadays, with all of the developments happening here, there are definitely media fields that still haven't received enough attention, but are crucial for Vision 2030. So in your opinion, what are the topics that needs to be focused on to push the vision forward?
As in initiatives from Vision 2030?
Yes.
Okay, well, I do feel we do a lot of things. We're doing very monumental urban development that is hard for people to fathom, just because of the scale and magnitude of these projects. So people automatically say this project will fail or it won't be delivered on time, what have you. We are a leader in dialogue of creating international regulations for artificial intelligence and its use on the betterment of humanity. I feel that doesn't get enough attention as well, just because we're pushing that kind of dialogue. We make a lot of breakthroughs in various fields, so there is actually a lot that doesn't get the attention that it truly deserves.
For real. Okay. So, how do you see the world's perception of Saudi Arabia today compared to back then? And what role do mega projects like New, Al-Qiddiya, and Future Riyadh play in enhancing this image?
The mega projects, one Neom is a very futuristic project, so it's hard for people to fathom. But it's an empty canvas, and you're working on creating this once in a lifetime project. Qiddiya as well. Qiddiya is very huge in scale, and it's an entertainment city. It's full of travel, like Six Flags, amusement parks, what have you. The only thing that I've seen in my lifetime that is similar to it, but probably a quarter of its scale, is the Disney World Resort. So in Florida. But like I said, it's a quarter of the scale of India is. So just imagine how big India is in terms of scale and magnitude. I believe that when people see all these projects that we announce, how much budget is being put in them, how many jobs will create, when it will be delivered, people are very skeptical on its delivery. However, where there's a will, there's a way. All these projects are working non-stop to be delivered, and it truly shows how the kingdom is very ambitious. So that's what I think. Ambitious is a good word. It's not a bad word, I think. It shows that we have drive. It shows that we want to do things our way and not, what is suitable for other people. Not to say that is good or bad. It's just that you're developing a country, so it has to be on your terms and what you feel is right.
So right now, let's move to the rapid fire questions. So I'm really super excited for it. I was waiting for it the whole moment. So you have to answer whatever comes to your mind, okay? But you need to be fast.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, yalla. I guess you dream of hosting on the Mayman show, and why?
Crown Prince.
Crown Prince? Same, I do.
So if I had to pick a local guest, it would be the Crown Prince. If I had to pick an international celebrity, it would be Jackie Chan. Crown Prince, just because of, obviously, what you said, Vision 2030.
Yes.
I mean, we're living in unprecedented times due to the Vision 2030.
True.
The leadership of the custodian of the two officers and the Crown Prince. Jackie Chan, I grew up loving Jackie Chan movies, so I have seen every Jackie Chan movie probably 100 times, so I'd love to interview Jackie Chan.
Amazing. Then, if you weren't a journalist and media professional, what field do you think you would be in today?
Maybe a chef.
A chef?
I like to cook.
Same as mom.
But I think my plating, that's what I'd have to learn. I'm very bad at plating.
For
I
me,
make food that's good, but the presentation style is yet to be perfected.
I'm trying to be good at it because the moment I just enter the kitchen, a disaster.
Okay.
But I'll learn because my auntie, she is also a chef, so I'll learn from her.
You have to start something. You have to start something. So one day you'll burn an omelet, the next day you'll make a good one. Good.
Okay. If you could go back in time, what one piece of advice would you give yourself at the start of your media career?
Be patient.
Patient?
Yeah. Be patient. I think, especially during my beginnings, I was very ambitious, so that ambition translated to push to get there. Just be patient, enjoy the ride.
If you had 30 seconds to send a message to ambitious Saudi youth, what would you tell them?
I would say be yourself, believe in yourself, and every day tell yourself you're the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, because that's what I tell myself.
I like it. That's so super nice.
Yeah.
Well, I like it. If you had to summarize your media journey in just one word, what would it be?
Fighter.
Fighter?
Very simple. Just because when I got into media, everyone was focusing on being an Arabic elements of media, because that's where the market was. And everybody was like, why would you waste your time trying to be an English journalist or an English news anchor? There's no market for it. Fast forward all this time, I'm having the last laugh at everybody who told me that. So.
Okay, so a personal dream you hope to achieve in the near future, but is still in progress?
Retire early.
Okay. one word you would dedicate to your mother to express your gratitude for everything she has given to you.
Allah yarhamha. I
Oh,
would say
Allah
thank you
yarhamha. Thank you.
for everything. I mean, it's impossible to sum up. Thank you.
That's cute.
Mm.
Hussam, thank you very much. This interview was more than just an interview. It's a journey filled with inspiration, passion, and ideas that open new horizons. Thank you for sharing your journey, your insights. Now, your audience didn't just hear your voice, they experienced your challenges and successes with you. Thank you very much.
Pleasure to be here, and hope to see you dishing out more episodes.
Inshallah.
And I hope you get some competition in a good way, not in a bad way. It's just because
I love competitions.
Like I said, I want more English content creators.
Inshallah.
So it comes from a good place.
Thank you everyone for watching this episode, and if you liked it, don't forget to put like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more inspiring journeys. Thank you.